I've never seen Bleach before, so I'm going to spend the next 40 minutes or so catching up on the last 20 years of content that I've missed out on. Ever since Thousand Year Blood War dropped in October, my friend has been telling me to watch the show week after week, but I haven't. He even went as far as to send me a video catching me up on the complete story of Bleach before Thousand Year Blood War. To be honest, I know nothing about the show. I didn't even know what Thousand Year Blood War was. When he sent the video, there was an acronym that said TYBW, and I was like, what does that mean? I literally just had to Google it. With that being said, I don't know much about the show. I know that the main character is Ichigo Kurosaki, and that's about it. I've heard of a couple other names here and there, but honestly, I don't really remember, and I don't know what any part of the show actually is. That's not to say I've never watched anime before. I love Attack on Titan. I've also been watching Spy Family. I've watched a bunch of other movies that are anime, and one of my favorite movies is Your Name. I'm just not as far along as some other people who like anime are. I know that Bleach is supposed to be one of the big three. I believe it's Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece. One Piece I started to try and watch, but I haven't gotten past like episode 10 yet. It's really intimidating when I know that there's 1,000 episodes to watch. Naruto I've watched on and off when I was in school, but I never really got back into it, and like I said, I've never even seen an episode of Bleach before. So, since I promised him that I would be watching the Thousand Year Blood War series, and since I don't know anything about the show, I thought it would be cool for me to watch this video that he sent, which is a YouTube video by Mr. Tomo2304. And it's a 38-minute long video giving the complete story of Bleach, explained up to Thousand Year Blood War. Let's just jump right into it. I'll be watching it and just give you my thoughts as we go through it. And here we go. The first section, Agent of Shinigami arc.
This is Ichigo Kurosaki, and Bleach is his story. Pretty much your average 15-year-old kid, Ichigo lives in the Japanese town of Karakura, and sometimes gets into fights thanks to his striking orange hair. There is one unusual thing about him,
Do people not like
however.
gingers?
He can see ghosts. The world of Bleach is haunted by spirits. Invisible defeats the hollow. Unfortunately, the transfer of powers worked too well. Rukia has been...
Was that her blade, or did he just get a blade because he was stabbed by her blade? Because it looked different. Hold on. Yeah, no, that's just a different sword.
Go with her Zun self, and wielding a colossal blade defeats the hollow.
He spawned a giant sword.
Unfortunately, the transfer of powers worked too well. Rukia has been stripped of all her powers, leaving her stranded in the human world for the time being. Ichigo undertakes a variety of missions, ranging from capturing a renegade called Kon to helping Don Kanoji, a famous TV person.
I've seen that character before. I didn't know that his name was Kon.
Best a hollow in the local hospital. Ichigo undertakes a variety of missions, ranging from capturing a renegade called Kon to helping Don Kanoji, a famous TV personality, best a hollow in the local hospital. Orihime gains the power of the Shun Rika, 6 fairies born from her hair pieces that can create defensive shields and restore wounds, while Chad wields the right arm of the giant, which gives him immense destructive and defensive power.
That's cool. It's kind of like going into a dungeon in World of Warcraft or something. You have your ADS, you have your healer, you have your tank.
Through a series of 3 trials, Ichigo finds himself within his inner world, a spiritual place inside every Shinigami's soul, where he talks with a strange man in black.
His inner world
Eventually,
looks kind
after
of
nearly
like
becoming a hollow at the hands of Urahara's brutal tests, there was a lot of terminology there after all. The Soul Society is...
Oh my god. He just went over so much, and it's only been 6.5 minutes. There were so many terms I've never even heard of before. Alright, so there's Shinigami, there's all these characters. Mr. Yoruichi is a cat that's training his friends in how to do things. The candy shop owner is also training Ichigo in his Shinigami powers so that he can become stronger, so that they can go to the Soul Society to try and save Rukia with his friends who are being taught by Mr. Yoruichi, the black cat that can talk. I think I got it.
a katana imprinted with their soul, allowing it to take on a new form when its name is called, granting them access to amazing
that's why
powers.
Renji has that cool
in order to
sword.
save Rukia, but in a surprising twist, Renji begs Ichigo to save Rukia from her impending execution, as the two of them are childhood friends. And Ichigo promises that he will. The three of them then retreat back in...
Why were they fighting each other if they had the same goal? So stupid. They could have just talked it out. Instead, they're throwing their weird swords all around each other. Alright.
Which is overheard by the icy captain of the 10th Division, Toshiro Hitsugaya. Later, Gin has apparently made good on his threat. Aizen is found assassinated in a gruesome fashion, and his vice captain Hinamori Momo flies into a rage before being arrested. The Soul Society monstrous captain of the 11th Division, Kenpachi Zaraki. Chad battles Kyorai.
That's another character that I heard about, Kenpachi. That means like leader or something, right? So he doesn't have a name, I think. Like, his name is just a title because of how strong he is. That's basically all I know about that guy.
The Black Cat Yoruichi rescues the dying Ichigo and heals his wounds before revealing her true form, that of a female Shinigami all along.
Why is the cat's name Mr. Yoruichi, but it's a girl? They threw us all off, didn't they?
Yoruichi confiscates the hollow mask from Ichigo before both of them sense Byakuya Kuchiki, the captain of the 6th Division. Ichigo's Bankai training continues when suddenly Renji discovers their secret location, but reveals that he's only there to train himself, explaining that Rukia's execution has been moved up to tomorrow.
It's like, why are they about to fight again?
Ichigo can learn Bankai in time, but Ichigo is determined to achieve it nonetheless. Zaraki and Orihime break...
Do you see... She's gonna bet against the main character? What a bad call. You don't bet against Ichigo. Without him, you don't have the show.
Moved up to tomorrow. Rukia is to be executed with the ceremonial sword, the Sokyoku, which takes on the form of a titanic firebird. As it moves to strike her
honestly,
and end the execution,
cool
someone steps in and blocks the blade at the last moment.
Was it Ichigo?
Ichigo has arrived. Chaos ensues as Byakuya then agrees to give up his pursuit of Rukia. At the same time, suspecting a conspiracy behind the scenes of Rukia's execution, Toshiro and Matsumoto, Aizen faked his death using the illusory power of his Zanpakuto Kyoka Suigetsu and has been pulling the strings on Rukia's execution ever since.
He's just been waiting there to pull that one?
Sokyoku Hill with his followers Gin and...
He said he removes an artifact from her body. Is she dead? He just put his fist through her.
The Hogyoku. This mysterious orb will play a large role in Aizen's plans moving forward, but for now, while Rukia decides to remain in Soul Society, she and the Gotei 13 thank Ichigo for his help. New alliances are formed and new friendships bloom. Ukitake hands Ichigo a bag.
Smart move on her to just stay there, like, hey, she's not getting killed anymore, let her relax. She's basically in heaven at that point, right?
Tries to get close to Ichigo. One night, a familiar hollow...
How on earth are you going to go back to school after literally going to the afterlife and fighting for your life for probably like the last year? You're like, oh, I guess I'll go back to high school. What? No, you're past that. Done. Just drop out.
Aizen plans on creating an all-powerful army of these creatures with which to crush the world. In the same evening...
Aizen is the candy shop owner that helped Ichigo. Now you're trying to build up an entire army of these humanoid hollow creatures? To what? I thought he was a good guy. Now he's a bad guy? This is future editing Kylxxrr, here to tell you that I was wrong. Aizen was the guy that we just saw try and kill Rukia, not the candy shop owner.
A powerless Uryu is attacked by a large hollow and rescued Ulquiorra and Yami, and begin killing people in their search for Ichigo. Although Chad and Orihime are defeated, Ichigo tries to fight with him as their prisoner. Orihime...
Why is it that villains never just want like one thing? No, I want to kill literally everyone to get my power. It's never like, oh, just complete this spell and then I'm a stronger Shinigami. No, it's I'm going to destroy everyone in this one town and only one person can stop it. Ichigo.
with an elaborate fake, ensuring no harm can come to the residents, while the remaining...
They tricked them so hard. They're like, oh yeah, no, you can take our town. Psych! That's a fake one. That's good. That was really good.
Captains meet the Arrancar head-on in battle.
Okay, so we were in the Hueco Mundo arc, and now we're going back to the Pendulum arc, which takes place in the past. I'm guessing we're going to learn a lot about what these leaders were like all that time ago.
On his inner Hollow's threat,
the Hollow
and now
took
rips
over.
Ulquiorra apart and nearly kills Uryu. However, Ulquiorra severs one of Ichigo's horns, freeing him from the monster within, himself challenging the rest of the Gote 13.
So much is happening. This is crazy. Okay, so all of this is taking place in the fake Kylxxrr town, because that's what this arc is. The Hueco Mundo arc ended. It goes to the Pendulum arc in the past for just a minute, and then into the fake Kylxxrr town so that we can see this major war take place. I'm following.
However, each spell and though becoming Kylxxrr itself is finally over. With Aizen sentenced to 20,000 years in prison,
Aizen just tried to literally kill millions of people, was killing anyone that got in his way, and then instead of just taking him out, they said, no, we'll put you in prison for 20,000 years. What? Why didn't they just kill him? Get him out of here. 20,000 years? That's all it cost?
Entirely. 17 months have passed since Aizen's defeat.
Oh my god. So he was able to defeat Aizen, but he literally did lose all of his powers. He's just normal now. How do you go back to being normal after that? I don't know how much time has passed between him seeing ghosts in the very first episode to this point, and he's just going to go back to living normal life. What does he do?
Here he fights Ginjo himself. Ginjo blinds Ichigo and seemingly betrays him, threatening to kill Orihime and Chad. In his rage, Ichigo sees a faint outline of Ginjo within the darkness before his body explodes with energy. Ginjo contains it, revealing Ichigo has completed his Fullbring at last, and he only acted the villain to force Ichigo's development along, discovering that almost everyone he knows has been affected by Tsukishima's Fullbring Book of the End, which is revealed to have the ability to allow Tsukishima to insert himself into his victim's past as somebody of note. Ginjo catches up with him and the two of them hide, which sinks to his knees, sobbing. With Ichigo at his lowest point...
These people are messed up. It's not like they're just doing physical damage and like hitting each other and slicing each other with their hollows and their Shinigami powers. They're like manipulating each other for what seems to be months, weeks, months, years, manipulating their past. The guy was acting like a bad guy to Ichigo just to try and move him along to get his powers back, and then immediately took them away after betraying him. They don't have to do all that. That's so messed up. For what? And for what?
Everything seems lost when he's suddenly stabbed through the back by a glowing sword. Urahara and Isshin arrive on the scene, but neither of them is holding the blade. Instead, they've been working with Rukia and by extension the Soul Society to discover a way of restoring Ichigo's Shinigami powers. Rukia returns those powers to Ichigo and he transforms, once again wearing the uniform of a Shinigami while wielding, and as Ginjo dies, he ponders whether or not Ichigo would have ever found himself in Ginjo's position and what he might have done if he had. An ancient enemy of the Soul Society thought to have been destroyed some 200 years ago has returned, and they're declaring war. A final war, which will decide the fate of the Bleach universe forever.
Now, if you're into Bleach and if you've seen the show, then you know that it's been the best anime week over week ever since the 1,000 Year Blood War series started. Every week, it looks like it's just destroying the leaderboards for most watched anime. And if you're watching this video, you definitely don't need me to tell you, but go subscribe to Mr. Tomo 2304. He has a ton of videos about Bleach, which, like I said, you probably already know if you are watching this video. Thank you so much for staying with me through this as I catch up on what seems to be 20 years of this Bleach story that I just never knew about. And I'm really excited to watch the series. Maybe I'll do a reaction video for every episode, or maybe I'll just do a season recap and my thoughts on it. But either way, you'll see more of me talking about Bleach and probably some other anime. If you liked this video and want to see more like it, please give this video a like and subscribe if you're interested in seeing more. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.